Hello, good to see you here. I can finally share my big project I was keeping to myself. For my son's birthday, I made him 3 superhero guys to join his collection. I bought a pattern from Etsy of the Hulk. I loved his hair and really wanted to learn how to do that effect. The seller has closed his original shop and has opened a new one. I will link it in the description. Easy to understand pattern. I had a bit of struggle when putting the legs together, but I figured it out and just slowed down and kept stopping to count my stitches. I love making the toys, but the amount of counting can become very tiresome. So anyhow, I got the idea to do a cutesy superhero from a post on Facebook in one of the mini crochet groups I am in. The original poster used the same pattern, but she did lots of changes. Like, her legs were very different. Hers could sit. Mine, however, with his cute little feet, can stand up and stay up pretty well. I used my favorite 3.5 millimeter hook, my poor, sweet yellow hook. The rubber is already becoming rather loose, and yes, I do have backups. I just always reach for this hook right now. I feel like when I go to retire this one, I may need to get a shadow box to keep it to hang on the wall. I will use this hook to the end, sorry. Anyhow, the main green was from my Giant Aryan Mega Ball from Hobie. The color is Parakeet, number 6. The black is also Hobie. I Heart Yarn Classic Acrylic Color Pack, number 26. The purple is from my local dollar store with more brand, Needle Crafters, Yarn Lane. The eyes are cut felt, which I have glued to his face. I really struggle with the eyes. I didn't like the idea of what it would look like if I stitched some on. Buttons wouldn't suit and none of my beads would work. I don't have safety eyes and I'm not sure if I really like them. I wanted a bit of a throwback to the more little kid style of the Superhero Squad, which was my son's favorite show when he was very small. The smirk mouth and angry eyebrows were just yarn stitched into place. Hulk was always one of his favorites. I love how easy this pattern worked up. So here I am, right ready just to put Hulk together. Feeling good, I'm nice and ready for his birthday. Then it happened. My son came into my room to chat before he went to bed. I was just doing my daily scroll on Pinterest for inspirations when my son happened to look up and see a crochet Deadpool. He got so excited. So now I had to make him. As I was mentally planning how I could make this happen, I scrolled past Spider-Man. Now, my son has always loved Spider-Man and Hulk the most out of the superhero worlds. Spider-Man is the type of person he would want to be, and the Hulk was a man trying to come to terms with his deep well of anger. I thought it was fitting to make him his 2 favorite from childhood along with his newly discovered sarcastic anti-hero that suits him now. Now come the problem of how to make 2 extra ones. I last minute decided I must have. Should I look for new patterns, or do I want to have all 3 match? I went with the matching. So, to get them all as close as possible, I had another finished examples to look at. For Spider-Man's back, I had to Google pictures of his back from the movies and comics. For Spider-Man, I used Aryan Mega Ball from Hobie, Carmine, number 22. The blue was from the dollar store. I'm not happy about my color change on his back. I could make a million excuses like I was tired or I was in a rush. Well, a bit true. At the same time, I can do a virtually invisible color change like nobody's business. I'm very bothered by this imperfection, mostly because I know how to make it look good. I do love the front panel. I had to decide whether the blue became red and how far. I think that part went well. The front spider was all free-handed and glued on. Same with the smaller red on the back. The eyes were the hardest part. Even though I used a rough template, cut them out and checked 4 times, one eye was somehow very noticeably bigger than the other one. When I am winging things for a project, I will take pictures and send it to either my husband or son so I can get a second set of eyes on the lookout for mistakes or ideas on how to bring it up a level or 2. I caught the eye before the glue dried, so I was able to fix it right away. Deadpool was quite a bit easier to do. For the most part, he was just red. I used my Mega Ball because, yes, it's a perfect red for superheroes. The black was, again, I Heart Yarn Black. I matched what the black lines went for the arms and legs on both sides. No issues with the color changes on this guy. When I finished him, he didn't look quite right, so I whipped up his over-the-shoulder gun belt. From the beginning, I loved the wink. At first, I wasn't going to do anything with his emblem. However, it started to bother me. I know it's supposed to be there, so I had to make one. I feel like it's a bit lopsided and the red around the emblem didn't want to sit well, so I had to use pieces. It's not too bad for freehand. So I gave it to my son on his birthday. He was so very excited. His little sisters were also very excited. He got a little annoyed when they started to play with them too roughly. A few days later, I asked for them back for a few pictures and whatnot for my video. What do I notice right away? Something so surprising that everybody missed. Deadpool and Spider-Man could use a little more stuffing in their heads, which is no big deal. The worst thing was realizing that the Hulk's head was on the wrong way. Or I could just say, somehow I put his face on the back of his head of the doll. I almost cried. I worked so hard, had them done 2 whole days early, and no, I messed up huge. So while my son was at work, I put this more stuffing in the first 2 heads, knowing that they were going to soon suffer from floppy heads. Then I carefully, with my reading glasses and my Hobie neck lamp, gently took the head apart. I was able to get the head right off and turn it in the right direction. I gently restitched his head onto the body. Turned out perfect. Couldn't tell I had to go through so much for this angry little green guy. I will use this pattern again for some upcoming gifts for my daughter soon. The base of the body figure is actually really versatile. I can think of about 3 or 4 other things that I may want to do. A request for a unicorn kitty princess has been logged by my middle daughter, the one that enjoys pinks and purples and unicorns and everything gloriously girly. Now that I have modified the pattern twice, I can do it again. I really like this pattern. Aside from the human error, it was easy to follow, and the end result was what I was looking for. As a side note, they actually stand and stay standing pretty easily. I'm really impressed. Thanks for watching this video on the roller coaster ride of making these awesome heroes.